shocked.
Welcome back, Crackle Addicts. I'm Lupine Fiasco. This is Daily Fab Gameplay, and today we are playing Aurora Shooting Star. For anyone who's new to the channel, what we do here is review replays of games I played on the Talishar.net client days or weeks ago, after enough time has passed that I lose my bias and can more objectively judge the quality of my games. I will talk through turn cycles as if I were taking them now, explaining my thought processes for the lines I would take, and compare that to the lines I did take. We either learn from my mistakes or reinforce good play patterns with the overall goal of tightening and optimizing our gameplay in the future, taking down paper events, and walking away with that shiny, shiny cardboard. If you would like to check out the deck I'm playing here or try it for yourself on Talishar, there is a Fabory deck link in the video description below. While you're down there, if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to my channel. It is the best free way to support me and to make sure that you see daily Fab gameplay in your video feed 5 days a week. If you'd like to engage further, there is a link to my Twitter, to my Discord, and to my Patreon. Without further ado, let's jump right into the action. Hey, I know all of you. It's been a while. We're playing Aurora, we're doing gameplay reviews. This is open format, playing with the week -1 deck list, which means we're in open format queue and playing against Dash.io. You won't run into this in Talishar, Classic Constructed, or competitive CCQs for at least a bit. As you can see, Dio has some of the Armory deck equipment, playing some of the cards, and I'm very glad that I don't have to play against this quite yet because Cerebellum Processor is not an okay card. As far as our opening hand here, we have won the die roll, we've chosen to go first. Really an awkward hand. I would love to just play Sigil of Lightning and pass. This hand really is not as bad as it looks. 3 E-Strikes is kind of weird, but because Sigil of Lightning is going to make an embodiment for us, we'll arsenal an E-Strike on our next turn, we will play an E-Strike, choose to draw a card, we'll bottom one of our other 2 E-Strikes most likely, and get to go from there, and having a final E-Strike to finish the turn isn't the worst thing. So if I'm making this call now, it is just going to be play Sigil of Lightning. You know what? We'll take it back. What I would do is pitch 2 E-Strikes into Grasp of the Arknight, make a rune chant, then play Sigil of Lightning and pass. This was probably my second game with Aurora, so there are going to be quite a few mistakes. Having never played a Runeblade before, I'm not quite familiar with the turn 0 line of just pitching your bad reds into Grasp to make a rune champ, but that is what I would do here. What I would not do is attack Dio. In general, you just don't want to give your opponents the opportunity to filter cards on turn 0. As we'll see, Dash is going to block with multiple blues, which we would really love for her to have to play. Dio is a deck that can play items off the top, so if she pitched one of these blues to play an item off the top of her deck, then it's entirely likely that we could send an attack after that and take advantage of her having fewer cards in hand. You know, if she played one of these, or pitched one of these cards, gave herself 3 blocks in hand, we could, in theory, leak multiple points of damage over the top of that. Say we E-Strike for 5 go again, Dash block 6, and then we E-Strike for 7 and push 4. Again, I would prefer to just pitch 2 E-Strikes into Grasp, play the Sigil and then Arsenal, and E-Strike. This definitely seems wrong to me. As you can see, Dash is getting to do everything she wants to do. Plays an item off the top, takes no damage. We set up an Arsenal, but that's about the only good thing we can say for our turn. And we could have instead forced Dash to keep at least 1 blue. She would have had a Fender Bender and a red 0 to 60, but the fact that she blocked those cards indicated she would have wanted to get rid of them anyway. We're really not going to block anything here. Our turn is looking pretty good. We've got Sigil of Lightning, which will turn into an embodiment. We've got an E-Strike and Arsenal, so at a minimum, we can open with E-Strike, draw a card, go again. It is unlikely that Dio will block it. We play Channel Lightning Valley in reactions to draw another card in the turn. And between Ravenous Rabble and Somersault, I would want to bottom Somersault. I can play the Rabble. We only have 9 blues and 6 yellows in this deck, so it is very likely that Rabble is attacking for 4. And by keeping Sigil of Lightning, I have a blue that I can pitch into Starfall and Aurora or Grasp, depending on what I'm intending to put into my arsenal. And that Sigil is the lightning card that I will bottom to keep Channel Lightning Valley around. All of this is to say that we really don't want to block this turn. As you'll see from our hand, we really can't. We have 3 instants and a 2 block, so we're kind of just at Dash's whim here. Obviously we have some equipment, but we're not blocking for tempo. We're going to block to try and stop on hits like Boom Grenade. We didn't want to block that Zipper hit just because it's the first thing that Dash did in her turn. She has a floating resource, she has Foundry Heart available to turn it into 2 floating resources, and she has 2 cards in hand. So we are pretty certain that Dash is going to have something to do with the rest of her turn, and we definitely don't want to blow our equipment on that. Dash does just put down the Cerebellum Processor. Really not an okay card, but not too much defensive application here. We are going to play this E-Strike. Again, we want to bottom the Electromagnetic Somersault. Bottoming Sigil here is a huge problem because we want to pitch to Channel Lightning Valley. Now, let's say this Channel Lightning Valley was another 0 to 4. Alright, well, bottoming the blue seems okay. We would essentially have Ravenous Rabble for 4, Somersault for 4, and then something for our arsenal, or just another 4. But because it's Channel Lightning Valley and we need to pitch something, I really would have preferred to bottom that blue. Drawing into Entwine Lightning here, thinking about what I want for the arsenal. I do want to put this Entwine Lightning into arsenal. Well, we can see what we draw. At this point, it is a Lightning Press. So how I would like to sequence the rest of this turn, considering 2 things. One being that I need to put a Lightning card into my pitch for Channel Lightning Valley, and the other being that I want something in arsenal, is that I would like to pitch this Lightning Press in order to attack with Starfall. The reason for Lunging Press rather than Somersault is that if we assume our Rabble is going to reveal a red, which with our yellow and blue count we should, Rabble attacks for 4, we play Somersault, pick up the Rabble, play the Rabble again, Somersault is now 4 points of damage. Lightning Press is only ever 3. So if we pitch our Somersault into Starfall, we are giving up 2 points of damage. If we pitch our Lightning Press into Starfall, we're only giving up 1. So what we could do is play the Rabble. If Rabble reveals a yellow or a blue on top, then we Lightning Press it, pitch Somersault into Starfall and Arsenal Entwine. That would be fine. But really, all of that hinges on what Rabble reveals, and we are expecting it to reveal red. But the absolute correct call here is to play Ravenous Rabble, not Entwine. I would have wanted to Arsenal the Entwine with the expectation that it would get go again on my next turn. Rabble shows us Lightning Surge, which would have been something we fuse with Entwine Lightning. At this point, we're really kind of like, we should have Somersaulted the Rabble, pick it up, and then pitch Press to Starfall again. Somersault is 4, Press is 3, so we keep more damage by playing our Somersault and pitching our Press. We're choosing to Arsenal the Press here, which just doesn't really do much to help our turn. It doesn't really give anything go again. It just pushes a little damage, and if it isn't pushing on hits, so maybe we draw a snatch. But if it isn't pushing on hits, it's just head jab. And we would much rather have a 4-power attack than a 3-power attack. So absolutely lost some damage on that turn. We did keep our Channel Lightning Valley around, but we easily could have pushed 2 or 3 more points of damage on that turn if we had been a little more thoughtful about our attack values and how much value we are getting out of our individual cards. Zipper hit for 5, not something we're going to block. Again, this hand is very strong. We have a Gone in a Flash, we have a Blink, which interacts very positively with Gone in a Flash. We do have to block this T-Bone, so we'll block with either Grasp or Dyadic. I don't think it particularly matters. We don't want to block with Greaves because we want to keep our 1-block armor around for a potential blue T-Bone. If we blocked with Greaves here and got hit by blue T-Bone, then we're losing value by having to block a 1-power attack with 2 points of armor. But this hand is solid. We can Gone in a Flash, we can Blink it. We're still expecting Dash not to block, which means we will draw another card. We're thinking about how we could get more lightning cards into our pitch zone. So overall, we don't want to block this turn. We are just waiting to see what Dash does. I think another Boom Grenade off the top. Just unlucky for us. It gives Dash more action points. It gives her 4 power on her Fast and Furious here. She'll have the second action point to use Cerebellum Processor. And with 2 floating resources, I don't know that we need to block this. We could just take 6 here. Dash has 2 resources, 2 action points to draw, a card in arsenal. We're fully expecting that she's going to be able to attack with something to threaten the Boom Grenade. Finding a throttle that we don't want to block, we could turn Shockwave and Gone in a Flash into 8 points of value by denying the Boom Grenade. This also assumes that Dash doesn't have a 0-cost attack in hand. I really think we are just better off taking the 8 here, seeing what Dash has, with the understanding that we have 5 very good cards that are going to turn into 6 cards. Dash playing on Spark, grabbing a red Boom Grenade, choosing not to crank it, and drawing a card. So it comes back to us. Our opening here should be Gone in a Flash, then Blink it. That turns Blink into a 4-power attack with Go again. Again, unlikely that Dash is going to block the Gone in a Flash, so we would draw. Leading with Shockwave here is 100% a mistake. We are priced into using our Blink to get our action point back. And it means that we don't get to bounce our Gone in a Flash. Massive value loss. Again, second run with the deck. I'd like to give myself some leniency, but watching this after having played Aurora for a few weeks, this is a huge mistake, absolute misplay. This is devastating for our efforts to win this game. Gone in a Flash and Blink go together perfectly. Gone in a Flash is why we play Blink, rather than something that blocks or something that gives power. So huge mistake there. We draw a blue, which can help us keep Channel Lightning Valley around. It means that what I would like to do, if we can just back up for a second, I need to put 2 lightning cards into my pitch zone for Channel Lightning Valley, and I need to play my Blink to give Shockwave an action point, which means that we are holding on to Lightning Press, Gone in a Flash, and Electrify. What I would like to do, with the understanding that Gone in a Flash is very good and my deck has a lot of instants in it, is go back to this reaction step, play the Lightning Press on Arcanic Shockwave with +3 power, take Dash down to 15. I then want to pitch Lightning Surge to attack with Starfall for 2, put Dash down to 13. Then I want to pitch Electrify into Aurora to make my embodiment of lightning, and Arsenal gone in a flash. Sets me up for a strong next turn. It keeps Channel Lightning Valley around. This is not the best thing we could have done with this turn by a long shot. If we back up to the start of this turn just to see, still keeping in mind we have a Lightning Press in our arsenal, we attack with Gone in a Flash. We hit for 4, put Dash down to 19. At that point, we draw this blue Electrify, and we play Blink to get Gone in a Flash back. So now our hand is looking like move forward in time just a bit. We have to play the Blink. Now our hand is Lightning Surge, Gone in a Flash, Electrify, and Arcanic Shockwave. Already you're seeing our Dash is at 19 because she did not take the Arcane from Arcanic Shockwave, but we have 4 cards in hand instead of 3 because we got value out of our Blink more than just the action point. We put Gone in a Flash back into our hand, so huge mistake. It also means that what we could do is pitch Lightning Surge to attack with Starfall, get in for 2, put Dash down to 17. Then we can attack with Arcanic Shockwave, fuse with Electrify, put Dash down to 15, Shockwave puts her down to 11, and then we Lightning Press from Arsenal, put her down to 8, pitch the Electrify to Aurora to make Embodiment of Lightning, Arsenal Gone in a Flash, and pay for Channel Lightning Valley. So we have dealt more damage to Dash, we've set up an embodiment, we've put Gone in a Flash in our arsenal to abuse on our next turn, and we still get to keep a Channel Lightning Valley. Here, because we didn't use our Lightning Press on our Arcanic Shockwave, we are priced into pitching the Electrify so that we can keep an attack, so that we can Lightning Press it to free up our arsenal. Just an incredible amount of misplays. All starting with not maximizing the power of Gone in a Flash. At this point, we don't have a way to put another red into our arsenal. Leading with Gone in a Flash here, mistake. It should have been Lightning Surge, Lightning Press it, and then use our 2 floating resources to make Embodiment of Lightning. Or, if we were going to arsenal the Lightning Surge and maximize damage a bit, we use these 2 resources to pitch into Grasp of the Arknight, make a Rune Chant, and push an extra point of damage. Pushing 7 with Gone in a Flash, we arsenal Lightning Surge. So missing a few points of damage, or at least being roughly equal, but having a Channel Lightning Valley on the field and Gone in a Flash in arsenal would be incredible. We do get to abuse the fact that we have Embodiment of Lightning and Gone in a Flash because we drew into a new one, but we could instead, if we had Gone in a Flash in arsenal, we could instead think about blocking with the one we have in hand. We also would have had Channel Lightning Valley. We could have played a second Channel Lightning Valley, then attacked with Gone in a Flash for 4 go again, price Dash into needing to block, play Electrostatic Discharge to pick it back up, then attack for 7. And now Dash is having to give us cards from hand. We are potentially drawing cards. When we do draw cards, we can pitch into Aurora to keep our second Channel Lightning Valley around. In general, you're seeing how correct sequencing with Aurora and making sure you're abusing those Gone in a Flashes is how we win games. Now, Dash is finding a lot of items off the top, which is understandably not great for us. Now, it is what her deck does, but very good variance on her side of the field. All that is to say that we would be keeping up with this had we sequenced correctly. Pulse Wave Harpoon makes me want to reveal Flittering Charge. We won't need to block with it, but I do want to show it to Dio because I don't want her to know that we have gone into Flash, and I am more inclined to block with Flittering Charge than with Gone in Flash. Now what we can do, and probably should do, is show her Flittering Charge, then block this Pulse Wave with Charge and Face Purgatory. We don't get the Purgatory value, but we do at least stop the Boom Grenade, and we put the onus on Dash to have something playable in her arsenal. If she just shoots us with Symbiosis Shot a couple times, that's fine. The Boom Grenade doesn't blow up. So I like blocking with Face and Flittering Charge. It just means that we should have shown Dash Flittering Charge because we're going to block with it and we don't want to give her more information than we have to. Not getting the value from Face Purgatory is kind of normal with Aurora. Honestly, she doesn't play that many non-attack actions. It's a reason why you'll see that I'm actually off Face Purgatory in my week 0 list that is now live. We've got a Zipper hit coming in for 3, threatening 5 hits, and Dash has another action point behind this. So we cannot just give Dyadic Carapace and go to 1. We do need to block with Gone in Flash. And we can take the last Symbiosis Shot down to 3, and here you see how good this turn would have been if we had had Gone in Flash in our arsenal. We're still playing with 3 cards, but we would get to lead with Channel Lightning Valley, then play Gone in Flash. Dash has to decide if she wants to block the Gone in Flash, and if she does, she's at least either giving us a card from hand or both of her pieces of equipment. Then we get to play Electrostatic Discharge, pick up Gone in a Flash, attack for 7. The chain hasn't broken, so Dash doesn't get to use the back half of Teklo Foundry Heart. She either gives us 3 cards from hand to fully block out the Gone in a Flash, or she takes damage and we draw 2 cards and now can look at pitching into Aurora. Of course, 7 doesn't just kill her, but if we had been maximizing value on earlier turns, maybe it would. Maybe we are forcing her to give us cards. In any case, we draw into Arc Lightning just a little too late. I also would have liked to have played Electrostatic Discharge before the Lightning Surge to make sure we aren't reliant on finding an attack off the top of our deck. We would have put Dash down to 2. Arc Lightning doesn't kill her, unfortunately. It does come very close. And again, showing had we maximized damage on earlier turns a little bit better, we would be in a much better spot. If Arc Lightning was putting Dash down to 1, we then have the opportunity to draw Burn Up and can just shock her at instant speed and win. So just overall, a lot of mistakes this game. Second game with the deck, brand new hero, never played Runeblade before. I can chalk some of this up to inexperience, but of course that is the point of this video series, is that you get to learn from my inexperience too, and you don't make these same mistakes. Not abusing the power of Gone in Flash, sequencing your turns correctly, making sure that you are properly prioritizing keeping your Channel Lightning Valley out for as many turns as possible. We are just going to scoop it up here because, we're dead. 2 of the cards in our hand don't block, and we're at 3. We'll be looking at a lot more Aurora. I'm updating the list. We've got some tournament results from ProQuest Plus, Texas, and Battlehardened Sydney to look at. A lot of new information about Aurora, how people are building her, and how people are winning with her. Very excited to keep reviewing that with you. She's a lot of fun. I feel very revitalized in Flesh and Blood and in competitive play because she's just a blast to play. Really excited to be able to play her with all of you and show you what I'm learning and have us all benefit from that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and I hope you're as hungry for more Aurora gameplay as I am. If any of that's true, be sure to zap that like button. My comments are always open for any questions or feedback. If you haven't already done so, please consider a YouTube subscription. It's free. It helps me out a lot. Join me on Discord or on Twitter, or even subscribe to Patreon. All those links are in the video description below. And we'll be back in just a bit with more Daily Fab gameplay, and until the next time I see you, take care.